I will call the November 25th, 2025 regular meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will start off with the Green Cross Award ceremony. Chief Cliff.
Thank you. Tonight we're going to recognize an incredible group of responders who responded to a car accident on September 26th. And their example is the very best in the fire and EMS that we want to recognize. I want to begin with thanking the Board of Supervisors the time to be able to actually do this through your meeting. And we want to recognize the individuals for the work that they performed. The incident required an incredible amount of teamwork across multiple agencies, and I want to sincerely thank the members of Mill Creek Township Fire Department, Bell Valley Fire Department, Coal Hose Fire Department, Edinburgh Fire Department, and Mill Creek Paramedic Service, and our partners with the Mill Creek Police Department. It took everyone to work together to make this rescue possible. The Green Cross Award is reserved for those who use Hearst Jaws of Life rescue equipment, and it's a symbol of courage and skill and commitment. And since the program began through Hearst, it's recognized tens of thousands of responders around the world for their heroic efforts. So we submitted this incident to Hearst, and they were proud. We're proud that they chose us to recognize these individuals for the roles that they played in this complex extrication from this car accident. So at this time, I would like to call up Jesse Walker, Jeremy Kuhn, Brian Salvatore, Alex Purchase, Mike Deck, Kristen Ray, Sean Robileski, Charles Davis, Jeremy Moreland, Dakota Moreland, Jake Pansera, Jake Wolfram, Kirsten Herda, Rob Collins, and Alan Sweet. So these were all individuals that played a role in a single car accident that had a significant amount of intrusion and where a patient was trapped into a car. The first person on scene was Jesse Walker. He was the officer in charge on engine 922 over in Bell Valley's district. He got on scene and realized that we needed some more help, so we called for some additional resources. So Jesse was the incident commander of this scene. And Jesse, if you want to, there's a microphone right there. If you just want to give a little synopsis of the call that you ran on, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. So on September 26th, just after 7 a.m., Mill Creek Township Fire Department, Bell Valley Volunteer Fire Department, and Mill Creek Paramedic Service were alerted for an accident on Route 8 at Shrimper Road in the Bell Valley area. Prior to our arrival, Captain Alan Sweet from the Edinburgh Volunteer Fire Department was in the area. He heard the call, and he was able to provide critical updates to the units that were on their way there and to begin to render medical care to that patient. Alan, thank you for stopping. Those in need do not know jurisdictional boundaries, and even though he had no obligation to do so, Alan, you chose to stop and render aid anyways. Shortly after he got there, paramedic engine 922 and Mill Creek Paramedic Service arrived simultaneously. We found a female in her 20s who was pinned in the driver's seat. She was heavily entrapped. She was critically injured as a result of this accident. Crew members off 922 and from the Mill Creek Paramedic Service were able to immediately begin providing advanced life-saving care while we began the process of stabilizing the vehicle to be able to safely remove her. When we recognized the severity of this accident, we also called for crews from the Coal Hose Company right down the road to assist with the rescue. This driver was pinned between the driver's door and center console. Like Chief Cliff said, she was struck in her driver's side, and the driver's door was pushed in almost 2 feet into the passenger compartment, and that is what pinned her so severely. Volunteers from the Bell Valley Fire Department and Coal Hose arrived shortly after and began to assist with the extrication. We worked for almost 45 minutes to free this patient, and she was transported to UPMC Hammett for further treatment by Mill Creek Paramedic Service with additional help from personnel from the Mill Creek Fire Department. Incidents like this remind us of the courage and dedications of the volunteers and career staff. We're out there responding to these emergencies every day. Even though we're here to honor heroic acts like this, no less is expected from the men and women of the Mill Creek Township Fire Department and Mill Creek Paramedic Service. We would also be remiss if we didn't recognize the other public safety partners that, as Chief Cliff said, served a critical role in this incident, with Mill Creek Police Department and the 911 dispatchers at the Erie County Department of Public Safety. No matter if you call Mill Creek home, come to work here, or you're just visiting, we can be assured that 365 days a year, the firefighters and paramedics serving Mill Creek Township stand ready for one very simple reason: to give our best on your worst day.
All right, you're all set.
Can't imagine why they don't want to stay for the rest of the meeting, but number 4 on our agenda is public comment on any of the agenda items other than development or rezoning. Would anyone like to comment on anything on the agenda specifically listed? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from our November 11th, 2025 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second. Call for a vote. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Approval of the bills. Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make the motion to approve the bills.
I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Presentation of 2026 preliminary budget. Melanie?
Yes. Matt, is it on the screen? Perfect. I am here today to present the preliminary 2026 operating budget of Mill Creek Township. The township staff has worked to prepare a budget that effectively meets the fiduciary responsibility of managing the finances of Mill Creek Township. I want to first recognize the leadership team, all of the directors for their hard work and their dedication over this past year and in the creation of this budget. With increased costs to wages, healthcare, benefits, and general operations, this budget will require every department to tighten their belts. This budget represents financial resiliency of the township and our commitment to economic stability, improving operational efficiencies, capital investments to maintain the township's infrastructure, hiring and retaining the best team to maintain that infrastructure. Just a few highlights to get started. For our general fund, we are presenting a lean, balanced budget with no increase to our general or our public improvement taxes. And we should be able to, or this will demonstrate, not should be, this will demonstrate that we maintain a financially healthy current level of reserves and will not need to dip into those reserves for 2026. This also will maintain our current level of services while addressing our capital needs. We will continue to address those needs by committing $13,218,402 to capital expenditures, of which $8,728,000 of that will be covered by grants. And we were also able to adjust wages and benefits that reflect any contractual obligations. For our fire tax fund, there will be a 0.2 mil tax increase from 0.8 up to 1 mil. This will help for continual investment in equipment replacement and maintenance, continue to enhance our level of service and public safety, and also be able to address any training, safety initiatives, and station needs. For our sewer revenue fund, we are showing no fee increase in 2026 or in any forecasted years. We also will be able to commit to increasing money spent on capital projects aimed at reducing inflow and infiltration in our sanitary sewer system. There's also included an infrastructure repair project that is quite large of our Kearsarge Force Main project, and that will be most of our attention in our sanitary sewer. And there's also a plan for a future interceptor project in the South Shore Indiana Drive area to address the ongoing needs there as well. So just a little, did that come up? Are we good? Okay. Just a little quick summary of all of our funds. You will see in our general fund that we are going to begin the year with $23,389,823 in fund balance. We will project $31,906,165 in revenue, and we are projecting $29,669,029 in expenditures, with interfund transfers of a little over $2.2 million, showing we will have an ending fund balance of the same $23,389,823. For our fire tax fund, we have a beginning fund balance of $312,294, $5,964,807 in revenue, $4,534,367 in expenditures, and some interfund transfers of $455,000, with an ending fund balance of $347,294. The sinking fund is our debt service fund, so what goes in goes out. Our liquid fuels fund is our state funds that we receive for maintenance of our roads and paving. Our investment fund is starting the year with $10,614,763, and we are projecting revenues of $1,558,262 and expenditures for fees of $21,000, with an ending balance then of $12,151,409. Down in our trash and recycling, we have, that has been building a balance, and we will be transferring some of those monies back into the general fund, leaving it with a fund balance of $46,000. Our sewer fund, beginning fund balance is $10,686,042. We are projecting revenues of $10,707,900 and expenditures of $14,036,055, a little over $33,000 in interfund transfers, with an ending balance in our sewer fund of $7,324,504. Here is a chart showing our township-wide, now this is township-wide, this is not just general fund, sources of funds. You can see that as a township, we receive 34% from our property taxes, 32% from the fees with sewer and garbage, and 17% from income tax. There's also, as you can see at the bottom, 5% in grants, 5% usage charges, 2% from interest income, 1% from our permits and fines, and other taxes such as LST and some other taxes of 4%. Township-wide uses of funds, 32% goes towards capital projects, which shows our continued effort and effort into infrastructure projects township-wide. 25% of our uses is with our sewer and garbage fund, 4% for general government, 2% for planning and development and engineering, 18% for police, 6% for fire, 1% goes towards our public services, 9% towards public works, and 2% is parks and recs, and 1% for debt service. This is just kind of a synopsis of what I'd already gone over, but the proposed general fund budget does account for our main operations, which includes parks and rec, public services, public works, and public safety. Total operating revenue is $31,906,165, and total expenditures of $29,669,029, along with any transfers out to other funds of a little over $2.2 million. Like I said, this is going to be a balanced budget, and no monies will be needed out of the reserves for 2026. For the general fund specifically, our capital appropriations total $3,487,358, and this is after accounting for any grants for those projects. This is for the purchase of important equipment and projects needed to maintain municipal services. Within the capital budget is $1.3 million that, along with the $1.7 million we will receive from the state's liquid fuels program, this will continue our paving program at 12 miles per year. Looking at the general fund, 43% of our general fund revenue does come from real estate taxes, 35% does come from earned income and LST tax, and the next largest category is other income, which is a mixture of permits and fines and anything else that you really kind of just lumped into that other income. So looking at the general fund in comparisons from 25 into 2026, you will see that in total, for 2025, I am estimating that we'll have total revenues of a little over $33 million, and we are close to about $32 million in revenue. And you can see the variances there. The largest variance is in other income. Part of that is due to the sale of the golf course that was recorded in 2025, which is not going to follow in 2026. The next largest category of variances is in grants. In 2025, we did have about a little over $2.5 million in grants, and in 2026, I am estimating almost $2.1 million. On the expenditure side of things, 2025 to 2026, in 2025, I am expected to have about a little over $28.5 million in expenditures. In 2026, we are looking at a little over $29.6 million in expenditures, with a difference there of almost $1.2 million. The largest area of increase is in our Public Works Department of about $608,000. The next area is in our Public Safety of $339,000. And then you can see there the transfers in between the different funds. So some highlights for our fire tax. We currently have a fire chief, and we have paid full-time firefighters as well as part-time firefighters. Interviews have occurred recently for the hiring of an assistant chief, and that assistant chief should be hired within the next month, if not within December, probably in early 2026. If you remember from last year, the township was awarded a $5.4 million SAFERS grant for salaries and benefits. This helped expand our complement of firefighters by 18 in 2025. The increase in fire tax in 2025 is assessed at 0.8 mils, and it will increase to a total of 1 mil in 2026. The difference in that is an additional $40 for every $100,000 assessed value on your home. Sewer Revenue Fund, they started with a beginning cash balance of $10,686,042, projected revenue of $10,707,900, and projected operating expenditures in total of $13,819,438. Included in this is $1,288,399 of capital infrastructure improvements, which does include a debt service payment of $33,383 for 2026. We were able to get a Penvest loan for this Kearsarge project. The Kearsarge project is going to a total about $3.7 million, and so therefore we were able to obtain a 1% Penvest loan through the state to be able to pay for that project. All of this taken into consideration, the 2026 ending cash balance for Sewer Revenue Fund will be about $7,574,000. Again, just to kind of reiterate, 2026 budget priorities, there will be no sewer fee increase for 2026. We have increased the money spent on capital projects aimed at reducing inflow and infiltration, mainly being this Kearsarge Force Main project for 2026, and plans in the future for an interceptor project to address issues in the South Shore, Indiana Drive area. I wanted to say the preliminary budget will be available for inspection at the front desk starting tomorrow morning in the lobby during our normal working hours of 8 a.m. to 4:30. We will also be posting it on the website, and it will be available at the counter in the police department after 4:30. This is the preliminary budget. There will be time for public review, and the final budget vote will happen on December 16th, 2025. Are there any questions from the board?
Thank you, Melanie. Any questions or comments?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, and I will, with regard to the budget for the 2026 calendar year, I move that the minutes of this meeting include the following. For approximately the last 60 days and under the direction of the Board of Supervisors, work has been undertaken to prepare a proposed budget for the 2026 calendar year. A draft of the proposed and preliminary budget has now been prepared and is ready and available for public inspection. Public notice of the preparation and availability for inspection of the preliminary 2026 budget has been advertised in the November 25th, 2025 issue of the Erie Times News. The preliminary and proposed budget shall be available for public inspection today and for the next 21 days in the front lobby of the Mill Creek Township Municipal Building from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, and at the Mill Creek Township Police Department on weekends and holidays from November 25th, 2025 until December 16th, 2025, and also on the township website. At the regular meeting of the Board of Supervisors beginning at 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, and after making such revisions as it deems necessary, the Board of Supervisors intends to adopt a budget for the calendar year of 2026. Do I have a second to my motion?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a motion.
That's okay, it's kind of hidden in there.
I'm going to second it.
Okay, I'll call for a vote. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I also vote yes. Thank you on the budget. Thank you. Number 9 on our agenda is public hearing on a land development plan. The first one, Equity Trust Company, a subdivision plan. Matt?
Thank you. Good evening. Yes, the Equity Trust Company is a subdivision plan to show the creation of a 7,106 square foot lot number 1 and a 7,355 square foot lot number 2 from 1243 East Arlington Road, located along the south line of East Arlington Road, west of Wattsburg Road in the South Gore Tract. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of the subdivision with the need for the following modification to be granted by the board. All new lots in the township are required to have a minimum frontage of 50 feet. Lot 1 does have a minimum frontage of 50 feet, but Lot 2's proposed frontage is 48.42 feet, so it would require a modification for 1.58 feet of frontage.
Okay. Thank you, Matt. As this is a public hearing, we'll open the hearing up. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this subdivision plan? Okay, sir, if you could come up to the podium and state your name, and is there a sign-in sheet?
Here's a sign-in sheet. Sign.
Yes, please.
Okay. Try that again. There we go. So, good evening. My name's Taylor Hoover with Quality Rentals. I'm speaking on behalf of Equity Trust at 1243 East Arlington. We purchased the property back in February. It was condemned. It was a derelict foreclosure. Spent a lot of money renovating, took 300 yards of trash out of the property. And all these properties in that subdivision, there's like 8 properties on that street. If you go to that subdivision, like next street over, there's another like 10 properties, all have 40 wide lots. So this is very standard in that subdivision of that area. And we're just looking to subdivide it to maybe build another property or sell it off and kind of provide more housing. So that's what we're looking to do.
Okay.
Okay? And
Thank-
we do have the frontage for the place if you go off the setback, but because the lot angles out, but it's just how it divides. It's 1.5 feet short
Okay.
at the street. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions for him?
No questions.
Anyone else wish to speak on this subdivision plan on East Arlington? Okay, hearing no further comments, I'll close the hearing and ask for is there a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second that. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a land development plan for 2707 West 15th Street. Matt?
Thank you. This land development plan for 2707 West 16th Street is to show the construction of a 1,440 square foot warehouse with associated stormwater management facilities and parking located at 2707 West 16th Street along the south line of West 16th Street, west of Lowell Avenue in Tract 15. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this land development plan.
Okay, thank you. We'll open the hearing now.
Hi, Matthew Nemec. I'm planning to build a warehouse there to store my construction equipment and materials.
Okay. Pretty cut and dried.
Right.
Okay, thank you for that. Anyone else wishing to speak on this land development plan? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the hearing. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. New and amended ordinances under review. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, we're looking at amendments to this subdivision and land development ordinance. We have completed our legal review and have been meeting with engineering and planning and development departments to finalize that. And then secondly, we've completed our initial review of the various fines and penalties provisions and are moving forward with meeting with various departments to review the updates and address any concerns they may have.
Okay, thank you. Number 11, Resolution 2025-R44, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 in the Municipal Records Manual to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, before you is a resolution to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The police department records to be disposed of include MVR BWC footage that includes test recordings through October 24 of 2025, traffic stops through 9/24 of 25, incident only and special circumstances through 11/24 of 23, and case report, arrest report, SRR unknown types through 11/24, 2005. My recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion.
I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Resolution 2025-R45, a resolution of the Township of Mill Creek, Erie County, Pennsylvania, authorizing the submission of an application for a statewide local share assessment grant and designating officials to execute grant documents and agreements. Matt?
Thank you very much. I do want to make one correction, and it was not Ms. Williams' fault, it was mine. It is a local share account grant, not assessment. That was my typo on there. My
Account
apologies.
grant. Okay, thank you for that.
Sure. So before you is the resolution. I'm seeking you to authorize for application of a Department of Community and Economic Development local share account grant in the amount of $210,000 to complete the West 6th Street sidewalk project. In 2024, the township was awarded the exact same grant for a total of $31,695 to install sidewalks along West 6th Street from Pittsburgh Avenue to Peninsula Drive. This award in 2024 was less than the cost of the full project. Earlier this year, the township opened bids for that initial phase of sidewalk construction from Pittsburgh Avenue to Indiana Drive, and the results of that bid were favorable, and so money exists remainder from the initial award, and it is estimated by the engineering department that the remaining money from the first grant will allow the township to complete sidewalks up to Wingate Drive. The engineering department has estimated that an additional $210,000 will be needed to complete the sidewalks from Wingate Drive to Peninsula Drive, and also to install sidewalk along the east side of Peninsula Drive between West 6th Street and West 8th Street. This current design does not install sidewalks along the frontage of Scott Park for a couple of reasons. There are a number of large trees along that alignment that would need to be cut down, which is a large expense. Additionally, the Parks and Recreation Department will soon be undergoing a master planning process for their entire system, and so a more detailed review of Scott Park will happen during that process, and we're hopeful that that will reveal a pathway where we could potentially meander the sidewalk through the park rather than having to cut down a bunch of trees along the road. So I am asking the board to authorize the attached resolution to allow us to apply for this $210,000 non-match grant from the local services account, and to authorize Township Engineer Rob Rodemoyer and me as Director of Planning and Development as signatories on all necessary grant documents.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions, comments from Matt? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2025-R45 as stated?
I will make that motion.
I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Number 13 on our agenda, bids and quotations, color copier, Public Works, Streets Department. Mr. Puda.
Thank you and good evening. The Streets Department is requesting approval to purchase a new Kyocera colored printer for our new Streets Department clerk. A quote was received from Hagen Business Machines for the price of $2,000. Funding for this copier will come from the major equipment purchases line item of the Streets Department's capital budget. I recommend approval to purchase this copier.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the purchase of the copier?
I will make a motion for the copier.
I will second that. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mill Creek Police Department, we have a interview interrogation video recording system and some rifles. Chief Mook.
Yes, I'll take care of both the requests at the same time then.
Thank you, that'd be great.
First, Motorola Solutions has developed a proprietary police-specific video recording system for interviews and interrogations. This same system is used already by both the Erie County DA's office and the Erie Police Department. I'm recommending the purchase of 2 recording systems, one for each interview and interrogation room at our police department, which will provide a solution to our outdated video recording system and will also provide for seamless information sharing with the DA's office and Erie PD. Upfront costs for hardware and year 1 support are $24,608.60. Years 2 through 5 annual subscription costs are $2,130.20 annually, or $8,520.80 total support costs for years 2 through 5. The year 1 cost will be taken from the major equipment section of the budget. Also, I have a purchase request for 20 patrol rifles to replace the aging rifles in our frontline patrol fleet. They are nearing the end of their life cycle. I have obtained 3 quotes from companies to fulfill our specs, which is a .223 caliber rifle with a 16-inch barrel. Mitchell Defense LLC in Glenside, PA provided a quote of $18,000. Keystone Armory in Edinburgh provided a quote of $31,100, and Uniform Outfitters of Erie provided a quote of $35,000. I recommend approval for this purchase from Mitchell Defense, and the $18,000 will be taken from the ammunition section of the police budget.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Any questions on the video recording system and the patrol rifles?
No, but I will go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I will second that. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Number 14 on our agenda is the 2025 vehicle bid results. Mr. Puda.
Thank you. On November 19th, a public bid opening was held here at the Township Building to sell vehicles and items that no longer have a useful purpose to us. The bids are as follows. A 2015 Chevrolet 2500. Last 4 digits of the VIN is 3710, and the highest bidder was Chuck Bizzaro. Bid amount was $5,500. Next is a 2012 Chevy Impala, the VIN of 9871 for Mike Sornberger at a bid amount of $2,017.75. Next is a 2012 Chevrolet Impala LS, VIN 6858, and that went to Tycho Bach for $1,702. Next is a 2009 Chevrolet Impala, VIN of 8715 to Tycho Bach for $1,551. Next is a 2018 Ford Police Interceptor. The VIN was 8876, went to Bill Townsend for $2,000. Next is a 2007 Ford Explorer, VIN of 3639 to Chuck Bizzaro for $902. A 2018 Ford Police Interceptor, VIN of 8874 to Bay Ridge Motors for $1,075. 2012 Dodge Avenger SE, VIN of 7925 to Mike Sornberger for $3,307.50. 2016 Ford Explorer, VIN of 2208 to John Sweeney for $2,100. A 2016 Ford Explorer, VIN 2209 to Bay Ridge Motors for $1,775. 2018 Ford Police Interceptor, VIN of 8875 to Chuck Bizzaro for $1,200. 2014 Ford Explorer, VIN of 8357 to Chuck Bizzaro for $1,508. 2015 Ford Explorer, VIN of 0922 to Chuck Bizzaro for $1,506. 2010 Dodge Nitro, VIN of 8164 to Joe Mason for $3,511. 2015 Ford Explorer, VIN of 0925 to Ben Ellis for $3,060. 2013 Ford F-150 4x4, VIN of 0976 to Chuck Bizzaro for $3,507. 2013 Ford Taurus, VIN of 5745 to Jordan Smith for $2,003. 2008 Ford F-250, four-wheel drive, VIN of 8716 to Chuck Pizarro for $3,000. 2012 GMC Sierra, VIN of 8076 to Clayton Cifelli for $2,100. 2013 GMC Sierra 2500 HD, VIN of 2868 to Daniel Santiago for $5,128.88. 2013 GMC Sierra 2500 HD, VIN of 8238 to James Andrziak for $4,276. 2008 Ford F-250 four-wheel drive, VIN of 5039 to Ray Litz for $1,502. 2006 Ford F-250 four-wheel drive, VIN of 7310 to Brooks Landscape for $2,675.50. 2013 Ford F-250, VIN of 3004 to Parker General Contracting for $2,395. 2007 Ford F-350, VIN of 1291 to Bill Townsend for $5,000. A 1994 GMC dump truck, VIN of 5435 to Conzo Construction for $2,767. 2012 GMC 2500, VIN of 9508 to Joe Mason for $3,551. 2012 1995 Onan generator, VIN of 9483 to John Smeeting for $2,885. The equipment that we also have was 2 tailgate salt spreaders, went to Josh Sturgeon, price $110. Honda HS 1132 snow blower went to Robert Sornberger for $628. A Honda EU 3000 IS generator to Mike Sornberger, $377.79. HT21 hedge trimmer to Ray Litz for $4. A Honda HR 214 push mower to Ray Litz for $12. 2 Weather Guard side mount toolboxes for Josh Sturgeon for $101. 4 new skid steer tires and rims, 12 by 16.5 to Joe Mason for $351. And a 33-ton drive-on lift to Ray Litz for $121. I recommend selling these vehicles and equipment to the highest bidders.
Okay, thank you. And this was a sealed bid process, correct?
That's correct. We had several bids for each piece of equipment and vehicle. I just read the high bidder, or otherwise we'd be here all night.
Right.
I heard it took 3 hours to open them all, did it?
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve all of those sales.
I will second. This is clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Number 15 is a property purchase on Kozlowski Drive. Mr. Shaw.
Yes, before you is an agreement of sale between Kimball Road Realty LLC and the township for the purchase by the township of property located at 0 Kozlowski Drive. The property is 0.1830 acres and abuts the township campus. The purchase price is $20,000. This was a negotiated price in lieu of condemnation. My recommendation would be to approve this agreement.
Thank you.
And the goal would be to have the closing before the end of the year.
Yeah, Mr. Puda, maybe if you could just touch base real quick on the location of this property. We just want to let people know that it is attached to our campus and is going to become an integral part of the Public Works grounds.
Yeah, it's just south of where our salt barn is there. Currently it's vacant, but it's enclosed by fencing and stuff. And it's a piece of property that we feel we could use down the road. One for storing some of our manholes and catch basin grates and things temporarily. And possibly down the road, maybe build a building there which would be heated storage for some of our large vehicles that's not used in the wintertime.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions or comments on that?
No.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Whispering Woods easement agreement at 5906 Mystic Ridge Drive. Mr. Shaw, you want to handle that?
Yes, this is a easement agreement between Stephen A. Farringer and Sharon M. Farringer and the township. The Farringers own a lot in Mystic Ridge, in the on Mystic Ridge Drive in the Whispering Woods subdivision that originally had an easement drawn up on it with respect to stormwater. They approached the township with a request to reduce the size of the easement. After the township evaluated it, it determined that it could reduce the size of that easement. The size that was originally there was interfering with the potential construction on the property. So this document easement is to reflect the new easement as well as the release of the area that is no longer needed for the easement. So the recommendation would be to approve this agreement.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments on the easement agreement? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
I'll second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
I vote yes. Communications, Treasurer Communications.
I don't have anything further today.
Thank you. Transfer request, an employee sewer department to engineering department. Mr. Puda.
Thank you. The engineering department is recommending the board to approve the transfer of Eric Pham from a laborer in the sewer maintenance department to an engineering inspector, primarily for sanitary sewer in the engineering department. Effective date would be 11/26 of 2025. Eric has been employed with Mill Creek Township since 10/13 of 2020. He is an ICC licensed plumbing inspector and holds a Class E, Subclass 4 wastewater certification. Township Engineer Rob Rodemeyer and I recommend approval of this transfer.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve this transfer?
I'll make a motion to approve?
I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, we have several training requests. First one is from administration, and this is for the newly elected Supervisor Kylie Morris to attend the 2025-2026 PSATS boot camp. Registration fee is $239. This boot camp is scheduled to be held in Erie on, let's see what the dates are. We have December 8th, February 28th, and March 7th. It's 3 days of training for newly elected supervisors. I've taken this class twice, once when I first got elected and then as a refresher course, and it was very beneficial. It was a very good class, so I'm happy that Supervisor Morris-elect is going to take this class, and I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Okay, and I will second.
Okay, Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. And we have two requests from the police department. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Bach. First, the PA State Police are hosting non-equivocal death investigations on February 12th and 13th of 2026 at their Northwest Training Center in Meadville. I'm requesting approval to send Detective Washek to this course. There are no tuition or travel costs. Travel will be by department vehicle. This course was previously approved for him to attend on June 24th, but unforeseen circumstances prevented Detective Washek from attending at that time. The second request, the PA State Police are also hosting a course titled Basic Criminal Investigations from May 18th through the 22nd, 2026 at their Northwest Training Center in Meadville. I'm requesting approval to send Detective Washek to this course as well. There are no tuition or travel costs, and travel will be by department vehicle.
Thank you, Chief.
I will go ahead and make a motion to approve?
And I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have a request from the fire department. Chief Cliff?
Thank you, Mr. Bach. Full-time firefighter paramedic Tyler Hickernell is requesting to take his firefighter 2 exam. It's being held at Butler County Community College. The cost of the class is $185. Transportation will be by township vehicle. The class is being held on December 7th, and I recommend the approval.
Thank you, Chief.
And I will make a motion to approve.
I will second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on November 13th and November 20th of this year. Litigation matters related to code enforcement, easement disputes, state and federal court lawsuits, real estate matters related to lease of township facilities, parks and rec facilities, and public works facilities, personnel matters related to the fire department. On the 20th, litigation matters related to code enforcement, easement dispute, state court lawsuits, public safety matters related to police and fire departments, personnel matters related to administration, and real estate matters related to parks and rec facilities, public works, and township facilities. Solicitor communications, conflict waiver. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, in relation to the purchase of the Kozlowski Drive property, the property owner Kimball Road Realty LLC has requested that my firm also represented at the closing. Not an unusual request with respect to real estate closings, and my firm is asking that you execute this conflict waiver to allow my firm to represent Kimball Road Realty at the closing.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this conflict waiver?
I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Student Ambassador Report.
Do you have school this week, Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have school tomorrow too, okay.
We have a half day tomorrow.
Half day, that's right, that's right.
Yep. So I have some fun updates from McDowell. So McDowell continues to promote career and college readiness by providing students with hands-on opportunities to explore the building trades, manufacturing, and skilled labor industries through events like the Build On Construction Career Event on October 31st. So about a month ago, students traveled to Pittsburgh for the Build On Convention at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. And these students explored interactive exhibits from more than 30 construction union locals and learned about apprenticeship programs and skilled trade opportunities in the construction industry. As for the student spotlight, so here is a student success spotlight. Takuya Lee received an honorable mention in the senior division at the Nazareth University piano competition. Naoki Lee placed second in the junior division at that same piano competition. Smirti Shankar is the October winner of the Northwest PA Class Act Emerging Leader Award. She was recognized for exceptional character, leadership, attitude, service, and selflessness. This award was sponsored by IU5, Vianet, Erie County Community College, Lilly Broadcasting, and Bethesda Lutheran Services. As for the Performing Arts Spotlight, the Center for Performing Arts presented Footloose on November 7th through the 9th. It was a wonderful production that showcased the incredible talent of our students and staff. As for community giving and service projects, so throughout all of November, the Student Council is collecting non-perishable food items to support the West Mill Creek Food Pantry. A holiday giving tree has also been organized by McDowell's Honors College students to help less fortunate students. Donations will go toward gift cards for food, clothing, and essential items. Community members are also encouraged to contribute to the food drive or giving tree. As for safety, the district received 10 new automated external defibrillators, AEDs, through a grant from AEDgrant.com and LECOM via the Mill Creek Education Foundation. AEDs are now placed in multiple school buildings and maintenance buildings. These additions strengthen emergency readiness and ensure faster response times in case of cardiac emergencies. McDowell now has 5 AEDs on site. Finally, the athletics update. Winter sports season officially began on November 14th, and students were encouraged to sign up and be ready for tryouts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your extended weekend.
Citizens to be heard. Any citizens would like to be heard?
Good afternoon. My name is William Schaff. I live on Westbury Farms Drive, and I come today as a concerned citizen, as a leftover from the Mill Creek Township Government Study Commission. And I have a letter that I'd like to read to the supervisors this afternoon and place it on the public record. In addition to that, I want to make sure we all understand our blessings to everybody for a happy Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of days. All right, dear supervisors, Mr. Olet, Mr. Bach, and Ms. Clear, on November 4th, 2025, the voters of Mill Creek Township approved a change from the current 3-supervisor structure of Mill Creek Township's government to a council-manager form of government, which shall become effective January 1, 2028. The voters made this decision in concurrence with the recommendation of the Mill Creek Township Government Study Commission, whose members they elected on November 5th, 2024. The recommendation, which was the result of months of research and a process which included many public meetings along with a significant amount of public input, and was presented to the voters through the commission's written final report, which was distributed to and utilized by the voters in their decision-making process. In an effort to ensure a positive and smooth transition from the current to the new form of government, the final report included a recommendation as to the composition of the transition committee. As former members and alternates of the study commission, we respectfully request that you honor our recommendations, which provided for a 7-member transition committee consisting of 4 members from the study commission, including the alternates, 2 residents of the township, and 1 member of the Board of Supervisors. The following commission members and alternates have graciously accepted to serve on the transition committee. They include Jim Dedad, John DePlacido, Doug Kruger, Art Olajeri, Bill Schaaf, and R.J. Zona. So 6 have volunteered for the 4 positions that we have recommended. The transition committee would benefit greatly from the months of work performed by these individuals, along with the knowledge they gained in the process. Mr. Zona also brings to the table years of experience of having worked with Pennsylvania townships in his position with the State Auditor General's office. In addition, we respectfully request that you appoint Supervisor Jim Bach to the Transition Committee, as his term will continue into the implementation of the new government structure. Additionally, he was the only incumbent supervisor who publicly supported the works of the study commission and pledged to honor their decision. So we thank you for listening to our letter this afternoon. I have copies that, with your permission, I will distribute to you, and I will be available for any questions if you like, and I got to sign the list.
Thank you. I don't have any questions.
No questions.
Thank you, Bill.
You didn't sign in.
I will.
Okay, sorry.
How about if I take it and then you can go ahead, I'll bring it back.
Good evening, I'm back. And like Bill said, I wish you all a good Thanksgiving. I have a few questions, and this is from the last meeting. Hang on a minute. Okay. What I want to know, maybe I misunderstood, Chief Mook, you said you had to replace 2 cars. But I heard you mention the Tahoe. I heard you mention 2 Ford Durango, or 2 Dodge Durangos, and a Ford Interceptor. You recommended the 2 Durangos. What about the other 2? Because your price of upfitting the cost was for 3 vehicles at $31,154 a piece, which is $93,300 something, 400 something. So are you requesting to lease 3 vehicles, 2 vehicles, or 4? No answer?
This is public comment, it's not question answer.
Oh, okay, well then I'll ask you. Since you voted to lease these,
What can you tell me? How many vehicles are you leasing?
Again, if you want to make comment, you please make comment, but this isn't question and answer.
I thought this was citizens to be heard. It was
Heard.
all about
Yes,
comments.
we can hear you.
Okay, so you can't tell me anything about what you voted for? Or
If you
why
want to give me a
voted
call
for it?
tomorrow, we can discuss for sure.
Well, I've asked questions before. It hasn't been an issue. Did a law change here? No? Okay, well, I have another question, and this was for Mr. Shaw. You brought up about the flock cameras to be installed at the mall at our expense, although the mall will pay for $3,250 and $15,000 for installation. What is the cost for the cameras? Why did the public not get an opportunity to voice an opinion? Because when you have these APRs, I didn't give any consent for you to have my license plate in a database. Those databases are easily hacked. Those databases are easily abused. In Kansas, there was a police chief that stalked his ex. He went on the database 228 times. There was another captain also in another state that stalked his ex-girlfriend. So these can be used not only for what you are saying, oh, we're going to try and solve crime. It's a warrantless search. You have to have a warrant to get this information. And what you're doing, it's almost like it's a mobile stop and frisk. I don't assent or give consent for my information to be in something like that. And once you're in there, unless you have a protocol, it's available for other databases, for other departments all across the United States. And I also wanted to make a comment about that. For anybody that voted for that, I would have to say you've either been paid or you've been played. And this is what's been going on for the last 2 years since the 8th Street debacle, where the public was not permitted to speak, and buying the Shrine Club, with all of these things that I saw as red flags, where your law firm, Mr. Shaw, represented the Shrine Club, the bank, and the township, and you think a conflict of interest is going to take care of that. And I would also like to know if we are paying 2 of these solicitors to be here. If we are, why are we paying? And I have no other comments. That will be it. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Going once, twice? Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 5:33 p.m. Happy Thanksgiving.